Hi, this is a special message for the Indigenous people of Turtle Island. As you well know, you have been persecuted and attacked more than any other people group, and not just today, but over many, many generations and decades, centuries even. And about 4.5 years ago, when I developed just a curiosity about First Nations people and knew I needed to learn more, and I saw the levels of attack that were happening with my own eyes, I saw a level of hatred that was beyond racism. There was something much, much deeper that I really couldn't understand, and I was confused, but I was appalled at the same time. And let's just put the facts on the table of exactly what it is. It's actually genocide. What you're experiencing is genocide, and I'm sorry if this is harsh. I'm not intending to hurt. What I'm hoping through this is to bring healing, but we need to face the facts and look exactly what is the situation, and that before healing can happen, and maybe more from that can happen. So let's look at genocide. What is the definition? Well, the definition, I have two, one from Wikipedia and one from dictionary.com. The first is genocide is the intentional destruction of a people group, usually defined as an ethnic, national, racial, or religious group, in whole or in part. That's number one. Number two is brings a bit more detail. Any of 5 acts committed with intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group such as, or as such. All right, and these are the 5 acts: killing members of the group, causing them serious bodily harm or mental harm, imposing living conditions intended to destroy the group, preventing births, and forcibly transferring children out of the group. Victims are targeted because of their real or perceived membership of this group, and it's not a random attack. All right, that's the definition of genocide, and that is indeed what you're experiencing. All right, that's established. Now what? All right. First of all, who am I? My name is Kate Christoffel. I live in Halifax, Canada, on the Atlantic Ocean, about east of Boston. And when I, as I said, developed a curiosity and I wanted to understand First Nations or Indigenous people, I started to reach out to a community, an Indigenous community nearest to where I live, called Sipekne'katik, or Indian Brook. And I knew I wanted to meet the people and understand the people, as well as doing the research. Well, actually, I didn't really have a desire to do the research until I started meeting the people. And so I would just go to the community for different feasts and celebrations. I would just go to buy my gas there, just to have an excuse to talk to people at the gas station. And I started going to some of their events, and one of them was during a fishing dispute, a lobster fishing dispute down on a wharf at the other end of the province that I live. And what I saw was appalling. I can't even describe the horror of what I saw. My people, non-native people, fishermen, doing, and the level of intimidation and destruction and hatred towards the Indigenous people. And to be honest, I went to my car and I wept for about 3 to 4 hours. I couldn't stop because I saw a hatred that I've never experienced before in my life. And that's when I decided something must be done. But I knew I needed to understand more. There was more. There's so much being done, but I feel that none of it's effective, to be honest. And I know there's been a lot of effort, a lot of time put in, but let's just be fair. This has been happening for generations and really nothing's working so far. Maybe some things are working, but to me, I want to see, if I'm tackling a problem, I want to see complete and effective solutions. All right. Now, so I started doing research to understand why this level of hatred, and it must have started a long time ago, because it's when it started, you know, all the effects, the attacks started a long time ago. So this series of videos will be 8 videos, including this will be the first, is intended to pass on to you the research I've been doing for the last 4.5 years. And my hope is that I know some of the information you do know, but it's going to be wrapped in with information that I believe will be new to you, because I haven't seen anyone talk about this information. And that needs to be all put together, all of the information put together, the whole picture, the whole understanding. And I believe, and I'm very excited, because I believe this is going to bring healing for your people. And I believe it's not just going to be healing, but it's going to bring great prosperity for your people, because it, yeah, and it's going to take about 8 videos to unwrap, because there's levels of information. So I want to do that in short videos to, so you have the information and the healing process can continue for you. All right. And I'm just going to leave the end of this video with a prelude to the next video, which is, I've discovered through my research that you are one or more of the lost tribes of Israel. Now, that might not mean anything to you, but as I will explain, there's huge significance for this for you. It will prove that you are the chosen ones of the Creator, and without a doubt. And that's one thing, because you guys know that. But let's take that a step farther. What does that actually mean, right? What does that mean for the world? What does that mean for you? And there's massive significance in that for this particular time. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and we'll just start to unpack this information. And my hope is great prosperity for you and your people.